Oh, we'll get to it, and we'll role play it for you guys too.
Yay, improv!
I love having a week of Big Brother. The parts I remember anyway.
I never joke about Big Brother unless you're a floater in the game.
Hey everybody, Eric Hurdo here from YourRealityRecaps.com. And wait, don't go anywhere. This is not your generic intro. There's no skip button because I want to talk to you guys just for 1 second. There's some real news and announcements before we head into our last Big Brother group recap show. So look, here's what's going to go down. John and I are going to discuss everything that happened on the Big Brother finale, what we think about it, and interact with all of you. And then we're going to head into my final 3 interviews with Gina Marie, Spencer, and our winner, Andy. Now, look, we cannot thank you guys enough for supporting us all season long. No point intended, as Gina Marie would say, but there is a point. We do these shows for all of you guys. We are so appreciative to all of you who donated, bought the feeds from us, and just interacted with us on social media. So no worries, Big Brother fans, we're not going anywhere. Oh no, we're still covering Survivor and The Amazing Race. Survivor just started, Amazing Race is starting next week, and we're continuing our Bravo coverage. So if you've liked everything that we're doing right now for Big Brother, we're still doing it, not going anywhere. And of course, if you guys want to know when we're doing our live shows, just head over to YourRealityRecaps.com and click on the live shows schedule. It's like a big picture of me, and I kind of look like this, and it says, hey, I don't remember the times, but you know I do. Click that, and it'll tell you the times for live shows and when I'm putting out my recap mashup. So, without further ado, let's go jump into our last Big Brother group recap of the season. No, that's it, I'm happy. We're doing so much more for you guys. I'm happy. Yay, last Big Brother recap. Let's do it.
Hey everyone, it's John Richardson. Can't wait to talk about the highlights of the Big Brother finale. Post your questions below and on YouTube right now, and you can find me at Comedy Jonah on Twitter.
Look, I'm having massive computer problems, people. We're having nothing but technical difficulties here today on this, our last show of the season. Wah wah. Yes, John, the comments are not below. They're like up there or up there if you are watching in the YouTube page. That is where you can leave your questions. We will put them on the screen during the show. Now, this is the live version, as you guys all know, so you guys are not going to get to see the live interviews, but for those of you sticking around or coming back tomorrow, I should say, when the edited version of this show comes up, the interviews will be at the end. There'll be a little button you can click to skip to it. I have not finished editing them yet. We just really wanted to do one last groupie show with you. So all that said, we just need to jump into it. John Richardson, Big Brother finale. Oh my God.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Can we talk?
Yes, we can talk, and we will talk about how I called the winner day one.
You did.
Were you on board, John, or were you not on board with Andy? Was that your pick, or did you say Amanda?
I wanted Andy originally. I did, but I think I switched it to Amanda. So, but you've stayed with Andy the whole time.
I did.
So, yeah, you did good. You did really good.
I'm the best at this. I actually, this isn't a spoiler because it's a spoiler for you people watching live. The Andy interview is really good. Only to be topped by the Gina Marie interview, but just wait. It's good. Well, you'll see. You'll see at the end of this tomorrow, live people. I just have to shut up about the live people because now I'm confusing myself. So the episode started, John, with the whole roller derby skating of hell. We saw Spencer stomping along and Gina Marie having no problem with it. Spencer fell first, Andy fell second, and then Gina Marie decided that she wanted to eat the glitter raining down. And I was like, hey, Gina, honey, you don't need any more lead paint poisoning, okay? You clearly have... Oh, wait, we're best friends now. Oh, damn it. This is bad, John. It's bad after you talk to them.
Well, I love the glitter angel. But when it came into her mouth and she started choking, I almost peed a little bit. It was hilarious. It was a typical Gina Marie. But you know what? She has all of those injuries, and she beat 2 men. I was like, what? Come on.
Yeah, Gina Marie, she knows she's good. She doesn't like to defend anybody or have a point or, no. I mean, she knows she needs to be good at competitions is the point I was trying to make about how Gina Marie kind of fumbles things sometimes. But we love you because, she makes less all season long. Now, part 2 of the challenge, part 2 of the Big Brother finale challenge was scaling the giant boat. And I'm sorry, was it just me, or did neither one of these challenges really seem to favor Spencer?
Well, I don't care. Thank goodness. Oh, when he was just out of breath and just, I mean, I've never seen him work so hard. I mean, I was glad that he at least had an A for effort as far as trying to get it done, I love the little pep talk, and my girlfriend, Marilyn, is going to do this for you. We're going to do this for you.
You mean with the giant underscore under it? It was like, da, na, 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 na. It's like, Marilyn. I love the underscore.
For us.
We need a little bit of that underscore music. Side note, everyone, John and I have not been sleeping for the past 2 days because we're trying to pump out all this. I should have said that right from the beginning. Everybody, we're covering Survivor, Amazing Race, and Bravo, still doing shows like these. Our Survivor show is going to be live tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern and 12 Pacific, right, John? So we're not going anywhere. Is my whole point. All right, John, go ahead. But we'll take a break in the action for a question because I know that you have a question, and John is going to ask it because questions are not working on my computer, much like everything else today.
Woohoo! So our first question is from Brandy, and it is how many seen the GM Andy connection? I never did and was shocked.
Well, I don't think we did see the connection because there wasn't one. And I called Andy out on it in the interview. I was like, Andy, I am not buying this. You knew the jury was questioning your loyalty and you were trying to fit that little piece of the puzzle in and say, hey, I'm loyal. It's cool. I'm loyal. So I took Gina Marie because I told her on day one. Andy, you told everybody day one, buddy. So what did you think, John?
Well, I think we saw a little bit when Gina Marie was HOH during the whole exterminators getting rid of Amanda, getting rid of Alyssa. We saw a little bit of Andy's bond. But then I kind of agree with Brandy. I mean, we saw it, but he was flopping so much like a fish out of water. We don't know how strong really that bond was. I kind of agree with Brandy. I thought Andy and Spencer were a lot closer. So when Andy won, I thought, maybe he should take Spencer because it was more of a guarantee that he'd get the money until we saw Gina Marie actually start to answer the jury questions. But we'll get to that later.
Oh, we'll get to it, and we'll get to that, and we'll role play it for you guys too.
Yay, improv!
Yay, improv, like what Andy should have done all season. Another thing I called him out. Okay, I gotta stop talking about what I talked to them about in the interviews because they're really good. The little teas are spoiling for you guys tomorrow. All right, so Gina Marie wins part 1, followed by Andy winning part 2. We come into this episode and we see our poor Gina Marie, and I'm not even kidding here. My heart broke for her little when she was like, I just want to do the right thing and I want him to have the money because I know he could really use it to better his life, but I'll probably lose if I take him. My heart broke for her in that minute. And here's what I want to say. I know that we say funny stuff all season long, but people, if you want to get on her for being nasty and saying all these horrible things, which are completely unexcusable, can you just let in a little bit of, this is her then having a real emotion of wanting to do the right thing. So I'm saying no one's forgiving her. Nobody's anything. I'm just saying you saw a really bad side of her. Here's a really good part where she's willing to give up $50,000 or $500,000 to do the right thing. No?
Absolutely. And, if you saw our interview with Caitlin, she gave us some insight on Gina Marie. And, Gina Marie's loud and she's from, Staten Island, Long Island. She's loud, she's big, she's got big hair. She did say inappropriate things, but I think at the end of the day, she does have a heart. So, a lot of people did. I think, it was the theme of the house, and I think that if you don't go with the theme of the house, I don't even know what I'm talking about. You may leave early. I don't know.
No, I hear what you...
I'll let you know when I'm in the house.
John is also sick, too. But we're pulling it through for you guys. Even though all the signs are saying this was a horrible time to do so. Everything's trying to stop us. Okay, so... moving on, we then get to see Jury. And Dr. Will comes in, and the internet explodes, and we are so excited. One of my favorite players in this game going in to not attack the jury or do anything even remotely interesting. Other than say to Candace, so did Aaron help you make your bed in the jury house? Which I love.
I think he did a really good job, kind of, I think it was the perfect person to go in there and kind of talk to them and say, everyone's all emotional, all of this stuff's going on, you really have to look at really who played the game and kind of, I think, reset it for everyone,
Right. Yeah, definitely. And at first, to be honest, I felt like he was trying to sway it away from them voting for Andy, but I have said this since day one that we had jury footage and everybody kept attacking me on Twitter. That jury was all pro Andy. We never heard them say a bad thing about Andy. Everybody, if they said something, it was about his great gameplay, even if it was a little negative. There was no doubt in my mind that if Andy made it to Final 2, he was going to win. I never in a million years thought he would take Gina Marie to Final 2 with him.
I didn't either.
But, no.
But I think when they were answering the jury questions, it became clear why he took Gina Marie.
It did. Well, yeah, okay. Well, here's what I'll say about that, John. You guys watching right now, the live version, comment below and let us know what you think. Who do you think Gina Marie would have really taken, Andy or Spencer? And who do you think Spencer would have taken, Andy or Gina Marie? And then come back tomorrow when this show is edited and we have the interviews in it and you can find out the answer. But who do you think, John?
And, I think she might have taken Spencer.
Yeah? Well, I'm not telling you either. You're going to have to come back and watch the show. We need the views, John. We need the views and the subscribers. Everybody watching. So, all right. Let's get into the jury questions, John. Or do you have a question?
Just before, we don't have a question, but we have a comment.
All right, go ahead.
From the very lovely cadet.
All right, I'm not controlling it. That means you gotta bring it up, John.
I feel like the wizard. 20 minutes late, now that a gay guy has won, the whole community has turned into divas. Cadet.
Oh, Cadet, I love it. I love it. Cadet, we need you to back us up on Twitter because, people are going to watch this and be like, oh, God, what is happening with this show? No, you need to let everyone know that we are highly professional and good all the time. Cadet, who has made Photoshops for us all season long. They're hysterical. You guys know them. We're always tweeting them out and sharing them. I used one of them as our show picture earlier in the season. And I'm just hoping, I don't want to put any pressure on you, Cadet, but it's 5 are starting and then Amazing Race. We really love them. Really
no pressure. No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, Cadet. So
let's grab another question. So Steven wants to know, who are the interviews with?
You don't want to show Steven's question?
Steven says, who are the interviews with?
Is this our Steven? Is this our Steven? Our Stevie Steve, the one who likes to mess with us on Twitter, Steven, who we love? I think it is.
Oh.
Steven, if you paid attention in any of our shows, and this is only if this is the Steven that we get sarcastic with.
Or even on Twitter. Even on Twitter if you pay attention.
Or on Twitter. We've been now pumping it out for 3 days. It is the final 3. It is Gina Marie, Andy, and Spencer. And full disclosure, we also had technical difficulties with Spencer's interview, and a good 5 minutes is missing. He didn't miss anything. But, whatever. It's been a great day. Any more for the moment, John?
Oh, there's just some funny questions. I like being in control of the questions.
All right, John. Well, people like you to be in control faster.
We've got R Escape says, John, what was that animal that was behind you?
I got a good answer for that, but I'll let you answer it.
That is my dog, Molly. She is a miniature Doberman. She's a min pin, but her ears aren't clipped. So she's wanting a little treat and has no patience. So
here is what it's like, people. I'll give you some behind the scenes. So this is our last show, and there really is no rules this week. So, here's a little behind the scenes of what it's like being on a phone call with John. Okay, ready, John? Ring, ring, ring. Hi, John Richardson. How are you doing? Go ahead. You answer your phone call now.
Hey!
Okay, now go ahead. Start yelling at your dog like you always do when I'm in the middle of telling you something important.
Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Be nice to the kitty.
Oh, but now I feel bad because now your dog is confused because he wasn't being mean.
Right?
That is what it is like talking to John.
She just looked at me with the sweetest little eyes.
Right. So, who would you like to be? Gina Marie or Andy?
I like to be Gina Marie.
Of course you would. You get all the glory. That's fine. I'll be Andy. So, hey jury. I just want to let you all know that I played this game so strategically. And I manipulated you all. And you should like me. You should like me because I manipulated you all. And this sucks because Andy wasn't funny. Here, I'll just be the jury member asking you, Gina Marie, a question. Ready? Hey.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Amanda. Gina Marie, what was the best move that you did other than get me out of the house?
Well, Amanda, I did a lot of big moves, and it wasn't even part of the exterminators. And I didn't even mean to call you a cockroach. I didn't even mean that because I love you from the bottom of my heart. I really do. But I think the biggest move that I did was getting you out of the house.
No, Gina Marie. Oh, wait, down here. No, Gina Marie, aside from getting me out of the house, what did you do?
Well, you knew I was part of the Exterminator Alliance, and you know that we got a lot of you peoples out, yous included. But I think, if you really think about, my biggest move, I think you would know that getting you out of the house was my biggest move, because I did it on my own. I knew I was going to do that before I got in the Exterminators. I knew it.
Gina Marie, could you please shut the fuck up, because you're not answering my question? Okay,
here is my favorite part.
Here is what you laugh. No, that was your favorite part. Here is my favorite part.
One of my favorite parts. Yeah.
Okay, one. Here was my favorite part of Gina Marie answering jury questions is her referring everything back to being them all being sexy people. So they would ask her a question and she would just be like, right. Well, this is the season of sexy people. Sexy people, go New York, go Bronx, go Staten Island, sexy people. And then she tried to blackmail them. You're on television. Hey, if you guys vote for me, I'll buy you some special gifts. Some parting gifts. No, she called them parting gifts. My jaw dropped the ground. Because I almost wanted them to vote for her just so we could see the aftermath of what happened. Because I bet you they wouldn't have let her keep the money. I bet they would have been like, no, you just bribed. I don't mean blackmail. I don't know why that's in my mind. You just bribed the jury. Now, John, you're reading questions. I'm glad that you see how hard my job is to act engaged.
It's really hard.
Yeah, it's really hard.
I'm not doing it as well as you, I don't think.
Go ahead, you'll get better.
So we've got a question from Tahoe in the house. Why is it that all the house guests say they didn't say anything bad? Oh my God, that's all this season has been, a season of hate.
I don't think the house guests all said they didn't say anything bad. I mean, you guys got to remember, so far the only interviews they've really done are the backyard interviews right after the show, where they really don't know anything. They think that they're loved. They don't understand. Julie didn't go into anything like, God, my fingers were crossed when Spencer was like, what did I say, Julie? I just wanted her to be like, toot toot, your train left the station and you're not on it. That's what I wanted Julie to say. But she didn't.
Thank goodness she won some money. Yeah.
I think that's what it is. They don't really know how, quote unquote, hated they are, and they don't really know what we're referring to. Look, and I promise I'm not going to say this anymore until the end. Full disclosure, in the interviews, I really didn't go there that much with them because we're comedic video recaps. I did go there a little bit. Oh, we went there. All you Alyssa fans will be happy. But other than that, I just didn't want to keep bombarding them the whole time. I figured we were here to laugh. It's the end of the season.
Well, since we're talking about Spencer, we do have a question in that part of the show. It says, did you guys notice, this is from Cadet, did you guys notice after Spencer was evicted, he wanted to hug Julie but got kind of shut down by her? #the.
So Spencer went to hug Julie and got shut down by her.
Well, I mean, she kind of...
I was trying to think of something really kind of mildly racist I could have said to be funny, but then I just thought, no, it's not even appropriate anymore this season. I did not know. Is my tongue yellow? Am I dying? Okay. No, but here is what I did notice, everyone. I noticed that when Gina Marie came out, Nick wanted to hide and wasn't running right to her. So that's clue number one. And then I was a little disappointed. Hey, Andy, the winner, just walked out. The confetti cannons are going off, and we're on the Gina Marie and Nick hug. I mean, I know we didn't want to show Andy's HOH room or his HOH basket or any of the other stuff when he won, but apparently we also didn't want to see him come out of the house as the winner to the confetti cannons. We wanted to see the awkward Gina Marie and Nick hug.
But we kind of saw it, but then they stood there and Gina Marie had their arms around each other sideways, just sitting there the whole time. Gina Marie didn't say hi or anything to any of the house guests. She just kind of
screamed and ran into Nick's arms while he hid behind people. Yes, I saw that too.
Linda says, it seems like Will was trying to make Candace look bad. What was your take on it?
What was your take on it, John?
So I have to read and answer. Why don't I just do everything? No, I'm kidding. My take on it was it seemed like it was a little bit because I think Dr. Will was trying to get everybody into more of a strategic mind frame, yet Candace was still mad at everyone and wasn't really, good friends and was upset about what had happened to her and was still taking things personal.
I will say I did not that was not even a thought in my mind. If anything, I felt like in the beginning, I felt like Will was leading them away from voting for Andy. Kind of in the middle, I felt like he was leaning towards them voting for Spencer almost, with the whole, he's been on the block 7 times, which there is nothing to be said of. Everyone's saying, there's something to be said for you being on the block 7 times. No, there's not. You were on the block 7 times. That's what's to be said about it. It was not part of your strategy. You didn't tell us in the diary room you were doing it on purpose. One time we know that you did it on purpose. That one time when the exterminators had your back, fine. All the other times, not so much. So stop acting like it's a great strategy.
Well, it wasn't. I mean, who goes in the house and says, listen, I am going to be on the block so much. And I'm telling you, I'm going to get final 3. Mm-hmm. So we have another comment from the wonderful Cadet, and he says, I love Dr. Will and have always thought he was underutilized. Perhaps that was the best considering how pointless his appearance was on the finale. I didn't think his appearance was that pointless, I think he helped them. I think he helped Andy.
I wouldn't say pointless, but I agree with Cadet. I was annoyed. I wanted Dr. Will to come in there and bust heads and be all kind of sarcastic and rude, but hey, thus is the real world. That Will is dead and gone. Now we have Dr. Will who needs to pimp Tat off and his businesses, so it's not going to look really good if he comes in all super douchey. However, were you guys following his tweets during the show? He was tweeting out during commercial breaks like, oh my god, there's a fight that just broke out. No, seriously, call for help. And then, during another commercial break, he was like, wow, that just got awkward. And so, I mean, I think he was just screwing with us because we didn't hear anything. But, just saying, it was very entertaining on the Twitter.
All right. Another comment that's absolutely hilarious. We've got some very, very funny people watching us. Our Escape says Spencer would have taken his beard with him to the final 2. That's funny. Linda Perky says, I think Spencer and Gina Marie would have dumped Andy. and they would have been in the final 2. Good.
You'll find out.
Good point. And let's just do one more comment before we jump into the next one. And we've got Steven says, yes, it is, bitches.
We love Steven. We love Steven. So, okay, wait. So did you say there was another comment, or are we going more into... Okay, go ahead.
No, I said that was it. That was the third one.
So okay, brilliant. So, I mean, I was not at all surprised Andy won. You guys can comment below. Let us know if you think he won. I flat out said Julie should have walked up there and said by a vote of 6 to Nick hates you, Andy, congratulations, you've won Big Brother.
Well, you know, I wasn't really sure 100% until Gina Marie answered Amanda's question wrong. And then it was like, come on, you don't even have an answer for that. You know, she completely ruined it for herself. And I thought any juror that was still, you know, on the fence with it said, you know, besides me, what was your biggest move? She blew it for herself.
Well, I mean, I don't want to have to offend you, John. I mean, I don't want to have to offend Gina Marie. Oh, see, I messed the whole joke up already because she doesn't know the difference between offend and defend. Spoilers.
Right. Oh my God, previews.
But, you know, yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree. I get so nervous when I see you looking over there, John. I always think, okay, is he getting ready to do a question? Am I supposed to stop talking so that he can do it? We need, like, little hand signals.
Right. Well, we do have a comment.
Okay, go.
From Linda. It says, John, you are doing fine with the questions. Thank you, Linda. My first time.
Linda.
I don't know if I'd be a good, like, news anchor person, because, like, I guess unless it was in front of me.
Well, yeah, John is doing a brilliant job. I will tell you right now, this show wouldn't be happening unless John was controlling these questions, because we love doing them, interacting with all of you.
Right.
I need to figure out what is wrong with my computer before our show tomorrow, when we'll be covering Survivor. So, yeah, I mean, it seems like it's a wrap for this Big Brother season, John. I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. Kind of the middle of the road, but I'm thinking next season's going to be All Stars, or I know it.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So, yeah, so let's jump into America's favorite player.
And good news, everyone, Andy is still alive. Go ahead.
So we have Chiquita1 says, what do you think about America's vote? Do you think Alyssa would have won had she not been Rachel's sister?
Is that a real question?
It is a real question.
No, I do not think Alyssa would have won. I only think she won because she is Rachel's sister. That being said, I think she is a lovely person. Everybody knows we have been Team Alyssa this whole season because we're scared of the Brenchel army. No, I'm kidding. We really like Alyssa. She's definitely a good person. I don't feel she's cut out that much for this game, but maybe she will come back and blow us all away.
Yeah.
You know, next time.
I would love her if she came back to do more of a social game. I think, you know, even too, as I look back at different episodes, and I think, you know, maybe Alyssa didn't do so much of a social game because immediately these house guests started just saying inappropriate things and in a more hurtful way than game or anything else. So maybe she didn't feel like she could be as social. I don't know.
I agree. We need some more socially-ness from you. And since it's the last episode and we're not going to be really editing, I'll let you all know. I have no idea who John was just talking about. When I do that, it means I have no idea, and I'm just trying to
talking about Alyssa.
Oh, okay, right, Alyssa. That's how.
Remember America's favorite phrase? That's a question that was asked. You know?
That's how rememberable.
Come on, just turn the page. Turn the page and catch up. Turn the page.
John, I have not slept. I have not slept yet. We are on critical mode here.
Maybe it's good that I'm reading the questions.
Yes, it is. Go.
So what is next for Gina Marie and Nick, Andy, his significant other, Spencer, and Marilyn? Or are those answers going to be revealed in the interviews?
I will say this: 100% the Gina Marie interview. We have girl talk about Nick. I'll say that. So I'm not going to answer that. I will say Spencer did not mention Marilyn, nor did I bring her up.
It's because she's not real.
Because she's not real, and she's the photo that comes in the frame.
The frame, but from the 90s, right?
Right. She was in the audience, right? We did see that she was in the audience, right? I think we did. Well, I get you. Air quotey. And as for Andy, he does not have a boyfriend as far as I am aware. Does not.
So Steven out there.
Oh, I don't think Steven is an Andy fan. If I recall, Steven is...
He's not an Andy fan.
He's not an Andy fan.
No.
Wait. I just want to tell you guys a little behind-the-scenes spoiler alert of the backyard interviews last night. I don't know if you guys watched them, but Aaron was on the carpet doing the interviews, like the little red carpet in the backyard, flanked by her 2 PR people. So she's here, and then here's Tweedledee and Tweedledum as her PR people. Just saying, don't you all wish that when you were 23, your parents bought you PR people? I do. I wish they bought them for me right now.
Speaking of Steven says, GM and Spencer would have been nuts to take Andy to the final 2, and I agree because he won.
Definitely. So,
another final 2 we got from Cadet. I thought Andy taking Gina Marie was gutsy and led me to have more respect for him. He didn't know for sure how awful she would be, and she certainly was better candidate to win than Spencer. Agree, 110%, Cadet.
Disagree, 1,000,000% disagree, Cadet. Are you Cadet? Cadet, we have this bond. Do you really think Andy, speech professor, college educated, not that matters, didn't know that he wouldn't be able to pitch a better speech to the jury better than Gina Marie?
Who doesn't have a strong grasp of the English vocabulary anyway, right?
Who doesn't understand the difference between offend, defend, as well as many other things.
Or offensive.
He knew.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing. He knew.
That is hilarious. Okay, another question. Hey, John and Eric. This is from Sergio. So what are your thoughts on the whole fallout with apologizing?
I'm assuming you mean the fact that you think people didn't apologize, and because they kind of didn't. Look, I know this is so not the popular answer right now. I'm just done. I don't care anymore. They can apologize. They cannot apologize. Big Brother's over. And I don't have to hear about it anymore. No, I think they don't know yet. They do not know. They are going to be at Rachel's finale party tonight. They've been doing press all day. They're going to Vegas, or most of them are going to Vegas tomorrow, and then doing Caitlyn and Jeremy's party. So, I mean, none of them are watching the show yet. I just think they're like, oh, people don't like us. I don't think they know the full scope, except for, I'm sure Gina Marie knows that she's been fired. I'm sure all the people that have been fired know they've been fired and know why they've been fired. That being said, I could not ask them that question, is what I'll say. So, I don't know.
Steven replies back to us.
Oh.
Says, I never cared for Andy, but now that he has $500,000, did you get his number?
Steven, you will have to tune in, but I like, you and I are right here, Steven. I will tell you, I was along the same line with him, so don't you worry. We'll get something out of him.
Tahoe in the house. The reason maybe Spencer had his finger up his nose, right, because he was evicted, watched it, shoved it right up there so high,
John Richardson, if you ever complain about me reading a question again, I am going to hit you. I got it. He said, okay, but I can't say names, so that person's name. The reason is maybe Spencer had his finger up his nose right before he was evicted. Watch it, shoved right up there, high, would let him touch you. All right, I agree with you, John. That was really hard to read.
Thank you.
So here is what they are saying. They're saying Spencer was picking his nose for the finale, so would probably, of course Julie is not going to let Spencer hug him. She just saw him, like, digging for stuff up there.
Gold, yeah.
Yeah, digging for gold.
Gold. Just gold. That's what my grandma used to say. Stop digging for gold. To my sister.
And as we all learned early in the season, John's family is Native American. Did I say it right, or is your mom going to hit me?
No, she's not. She's an elder of the tribe.
Was it wrong? Oh. Well, that was right? Native American? Okay. Oh, I got an off-air story for you. Remind me to tell you about...
Off-air story. I got a question from David. Do you guys think Spencer is like Adam from season 13?
I can tell you for sure, without a doubt, that if Adam from season 13 hears anybody saying that anymore, he's gonna punch him in the face. No, he will not. No. Looks wise, I get where people are coming from. He is nothing like Adam. But again, spoiler, we get into that. And Adam threatens him during the interviews. Better come back tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, another question from JoJo does a YT. I have to admit that Spencer getting even close to winning damages the brand of the show. Expect the unexpected was right. That's maybe it's not a question, but a comment.
Well, let me break it down to you this way. As somebody with a radio and television degree, and I have worked for networks before, let me tell you the one thing networks care about, and it's ratings. Doesn't matter what your brand is, doesn't matter anything. If we were allowed to probably put topless people on that were racist and curse each other out and it got a ton of ratings, then that would be the new branding. It's all about ratings, people. So, nobody did not tune in to Big Brother every single week because of this. More people tuned in. So don't be surprised if next season, just saying. Just saying. I'm just trying to stretch it out so we don't have dead air in between your questions, John. Just jump right in.
You're the one with the degree, not me.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Here, I'll ask it, John. Our escape, right? Our escape says, how much of the $50K does Andy actually get to keep for himself? After taxes, I'm assuming it's somewhere south of $300K. Well, I can tell you would be exactly right. It is, I believe, 319. No, it's not just south, it's just north. I believe
30%, right? Goes to taxes.
But I think it comes out to $319,046. Exactly. If you've won $500,000.
You do have a degree. Wow, you're smart.
I am so much more Gina Marie than Andy.
Oh, I've got to take this question. Carl Richardson says, I don't think it's a question, I would love to see Alyssa and Caitlin team up and come back for All-Stars. Woohoo!
Yeah, I would too. Now wait, John, is that a person related to John Richardson?
No. We don't have a Carl.
Well, there you go. Carl, are you part of the twin twist for our next season of Big Brother coverage? Ooh, is this a plot line you're working, John?
You just have to see. Surprises, surprises. Expect the unexpected.
Stay tuned.
All right, another From David, do you guys think if Spencer went with Andy to the final two, it would have been a 9-0 since Aaron and Judd only voted for GM for personal reasons?
Okay, don't take it down, because I need to process this. Now, John, I will say, together we're learning so much. I understand now why the long questions you need left up a long time. So, do I think if Spencer went with Andy to the final two, it would have been 9-0? No, I do not think. You can take it down now. No, I don't think. Oh wait, what am I? I control the camera. You control the questions. I control the camera. No, I do not think it would have been a 9-0 if Andy would have taken Spencer. I think some people would have thrown Spencer a vote. More specifically, Bitter Banana over there. Jesse. Oh no, Jesse did vote for Andy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who didn't vote for Andy?
Judd
Aaron.
and Aaron
Judd.
for personal reasons.
Judd. P.S. Judd just lost all respect for you. Sorry, you completely voted personal with that one, and
yeah,
you were all game. I care about game. Oh, I'm sorry. You were more like game. I care about game. No, you didn't, because you didn't vote for the best game player.
All right, we have a comment from Nad. Says, thanks, guys. It was awesome to share the highs and lows of this season with you. Much love, and much love to you, Nad. Thank you so much for your support.
Yes, Nad. I will jump in. I thought John was going to say more. Yes, we love you, and thank you so much for your support for us all season long. You guys sticking with us through our YouTube. Oh, look, I'm getting caught in my wires. Through our YouTube.
So excited.
Who is that? Who's that? Oh, I don't know who I just heard. Sticking with us through the YouTube, through everything, we are so appreciative. We wrote a whole thank you blog for you guys. But hey, Nad, you don't have to go anywhere. We're still covering Survivor starting tomorrow, Amazing Race starting the week after that, and continuing with Bravo every single week now with Jeffrey Marks. Oh, and hey, Big Brother, Big Brother fans of Superfan Missy Z, she's going to be with us every week for our Survivor shows. Oh, wait, hold on. John, I tried to switch the camera so you could all see what it's really like with John yelling at his dog, but he was too smart and muted his camera.
Oh, come here, Molly.
Don't you think Helen and Amanda were so dominating that no one had a real game? I think Andy had a real game. Why don't you go ahead and do that again, John Richardson?
Go ahead, Eric.
That's why we had the thumbnails, people. So in case you didn't miss that, you should just rewind a little bit and see the rude thing John just did.
You're number one.
I'm number one. You mean read in between the lines. So yeah, I think Helen and Amanda were both extremely dominating. It didn't allow other people to play a game, which is again why Andy's game was so brilliant. Andy played the game he needed to play in a season where there are these dominating people that control the whole entire house and tell the whole entire house what to do. If you're not a rat or a floater or don't do things secretly, you will get evicted. So he played it brilliantly to win for this season.
All right, Cadet again. I was surprised and how unapologetic Erin was during the backyard press interviews. She went right back into her context or it was what it is defense. It is what it is defense.
Well, yes.
I didn't see backyard interviews. I didn't see them.
I know, because you were too busy watching Survivor, because you didn't want to watch it on the East Coast feed with all of us in the Z-Box room, John. No, you were like, I want to watch the West Coast feed. So that's where John was during backyard interviews, just so that you all know. Yeah, Erin, no surprise. She had her PR people there. PR people don't let you say anything. It's just, yes, I agree or disagree or short little sentences. So do we have more?
We have a great one.
Okay, I'm ready for a great one.
Linda. John, what do you and your mom think of the stupid, stereotypical crap Jeremy said about his heritage? Linda, let me talk to you. Can we talk? Can we talk? My mother has really gotten into Big Brother this season since I've been doing the recaps with Your Reality Recaps, and she was even on it at one time. You know, she was a little embarrassed. I was a little embarrassed, just some of the comments about, I'm used to hunting buffalo and all this stuff. We're modern Indians. We don't have to hunt for our food. And when someone like that doesn't know a lot about the heritage starts saying something like that, it sounds really, really bad, and it just makes them look really bad. So, yeah, it wasn't a great reflection on Native Americans. So I hope he reels it back a little bit with that.
John Richardson, you are so lucky that I still have all of the interviews to edit and this show, which means this show will not really be super edited other than the overlay and the buttons. Had I had the time, right after you finished saying that, I would have cut to you going, and doing your other little thing.
Yeah, but I make little fun and little gestures and stuff. I don't sit there and start as in the middle of bullying people saying I'm a buffalo hunter. That's what I hunt buffalo. That's what I'm used to. I mean, just stuff like that.
He was such a super douche in the Jeff interviews. Ready? Go ahead. I'm Jeremy. Ready, John? I'll be Jeremy. You be Jeff. And just ask me any questions you want about the season. Any at all. Go ahead.
So after being evicted from the house, Jeremy, did you watch any episodes? And did you watch any of the episodes?
Yes, I did. I watched the episodes to look at how great my abs looked and to just see what a beautiful reflection of a champion that I was this whole entire season, while being such a champion, spearing buffalo and not wearing a shirt with abs, having a golden tan, and kind of sort of being in a relationship with Caitlyn, except not really.
That's so great.
Abs, Caitlyn.
One more question. How has it been? Have people perceiving you since you've been out of the house?
People have been receiving my abs greatly. I have noticed that I have bumped up on the Google Images search. Yes, I definitely, girls keep throwing themselves at me because I am a champion, but I am trying to make it work with Caitlyn, who is not really around here a lot. And I have great abs, and I'm a champion.
That's so great. Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you for your time, Jeremy. That was wonderful. I'm so enlightened.
You were Jeff, though, so you were supposed to say, and no, I won't go there. That joke's played out. I did have to say, though, Jeff interviewing Andy when he looks like he was in a Harry Potter movie, priceless! I know, and that was actually good because Jeff actually did acknowledge it a little bit to Aaron, like they were kind of bonding, and Jeff was like, yeah, I know what it's like when you say something, homophobic or racist, and then, you can't really take it back. That's what not to say in 2 years, Aaron. Mm-hmm.
So do we think that Aaron has to, she'll have to go into hiding? I mean, what do we think the next steps for Aaron are?
Oh, well, here, first just let me say, you guys should go to CBS.com and check out all of the backyard interviews. They are really quick. You can get through them super fast. Pretty much Jeff, I think, only spends 3 or 4 minutes with each one of them, but they are really entertaining. Apparently, oh, wait, was this on the show? Because now I'm so confused if this was on the show or the backyard interviews. Where Candace said on movie night, was this on the show? Because then I can stop. Okay, it wasn't. So on movie night, they each get to pick a movie to watch. Candace picked The Help and sat down and watched it with Aaron. And she said by the end of it, Aaron was sobbing and crying. She did not realize, she did not believe that this actually happened. And she was so sorry. And Candace says that she's turned over a new leaf. So here's what I'm going to say. It doesn't matter if I believe it or not. I, the white man, but I am gay, so I kind of have a little bit. Doesn't matter what I, the white man, think. It matters what the people who she offended think. But I'm also going to say, Candace seems to have genuinely forgiven her. I think we should cut her a little slack. And by cut her a little slack, I mean let's not threaten her family and friends, and let's see what she does. I really believe she is going to use this for publicity. I mean, for good. I think she's going to use this for good and to help other people is what I mean.
I think she's just young and naive, and I think that she says certain things and do certain things, whether you're in Texas or not, you know. I mean, everyone can kind of have an inappropriate moment, and I think it determines how you kind of use it. And I think being in those type of circumstances in the Big Brother house and being cut off from everything and you're in with a bunch of strangers, I don't think you necessarily, you know, I just think under the circumstances that kind of magnified, you know, that. And I don't know if Erin is a bad person. Caitlin in the interview said that she wasn't a good person, so I don't know.
Was that your impersonation of a Gina Marie final two speech? Because you literally just went, I don't know if that when she said that, wherein she was saying because of that, and I agree because
My Dayquil's kicking in, Eric.
Oh, well then, do we have any more questions, or should we wrap it up?
We do have a few more.
All right, Ken, you click on them and I'll let you drink. I'll read them. Oh, it's Steven. He says, all of Jess' interviews are terrible. They should replace him. Well, yeah. You know.
Here's another one for you.
Okay. Jeremy definitely disrespected the Native American culture. Mm-hmm. We agree. John has addressed it, and he agrees with you.
Here's Nad.
I'm not going anywhere, guys. I'm staying right here, enjoying your amazing and unique reality recaps.
Awesome.
Well, look, Nad, I have to say, these recaps are only amazing because I get to do them with my friends like John Richardson. And you know what? We do them for all of you guys. And I'm so happy to again say Jeffrey Marks is coming back to start covering Bravo with us next week. Missy will be here with us all Survivor season next week. But who do we want for Amazing Race? I could say that we could have like a little revolving door of people, maybe. I'm still kind of working on it. We are friends with lots of racers, so I don't know who we want to bring on.
Like racers, not like, yeah.
Like the Chippendales text me frequently. Like I'm friends with, like I'm very good friends with the Chippendales. And the Twinsies. Oh, no, I'm not even going to joke. I was just going to make a joke, but I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm not going to say anything. I found you guys on Twitter when the YouTube transition happened. The interaction between you two is way better than Big Brother 15 was. Well,
Aww.
Linda, yes, I could not agree with you more, Linda. I love the interaction between John and I. Now, look, John, I know, look, people, John is going to yell at me when this show's over because it's going to be like, you were too negative about it all. I'm just saying, John, I feel like this is not our best show, and I don't want people to judge us on this show when our computers don't work and we've been up for 3 days.
Stop saying it. It's fine. It's fun. We're doing it. We're interacting. It's great. It's happening. Come on.
Oh, Steven, in future recaps, can you guys provide snacks? Steven, does that mean you're ready? Yeah, I guess we have almost been going like an hour now. I guess we should wrap it up. I guess we should.
Oh my
John
God,
Richardson, you have to tell me, is there any more questions that need to be addressed, or can we start wrapping it up?
I think we should start wrapping it up. We've got a lot of great comments in the room, and just really appreciate everyone tuning in.
All right. Well, good. So you guys keep the comments coming. All right, you know what? I'm going to save that for a minute. John Richardson, you have the floor. In case this is the last time that our Big Brother fans are going to be watching and they are not following with us for Survivor and Amazing Race, the floor is yours. I'm giving you 20 seconds to thank them and go. And just thank them, John. They might not see you again. Go.
Well, first of all, I just want to say this is the first time I've really covered an entire Big Brother season. I was doing little shows here and there for Super Pass last year. I started with reality recaps at Adam's New York party where we live streamed it. You guys got a chance to kind of know who I was, to talk to me in person, see how Eric and I interacted. I have had so much fun this season. It has been so great. I've got such a positive response, and I just really, really appreciate all the love and everything. And please continue to follow us both. I'm covering Survivor, I'm covering The Housewives, Amazing Race. We're still going to have a ton of fun at Your Reality Recap. So, you know, this isn't it. If you like those shows, or if you haven't seen them before, see them with us, because you're going to laugh. We're going to make you laugh. We're going to keep you entertained. And as always, you can find me at Comedy Jonah on Twitter.
All right, so guys, we need to go and now jump into the interviews. So first up is going to be Spencer, followed by Gina Marie, then our winner, Andy. So, you know what? Let's just jump right into them, John. Let's go do interviews. Bye, everybody. We'll take it into the interview section. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Eric, how's it going?
Hey, Spencer, how you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing excellent. Thank you for asking.
Great. Well, I bet you are a little bit, I bet you're just maybe a little bit upset about Final 3, Andy not taking you?
Yeah, I knew it was coming. I'd been mentally prepared for it for about 2 or 3 days before it happened. And, I'd seen Andy lie all season, so I knew his tells, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like a poker player. I kind of knew what was coming my way. And to be honest with you, Eric, it was such an amazing experience. Like, obviously, I'm bummed out I don't have a bunch of money in my bank account right now, but at the same time, I'm a huge fan of the game. I made it farther than I could have ever anticipated making it, and I loved every second of it. And, it's one of those things, man. That's just how the cards fell. This is a game you can't practice. You got to get in it, and you got to do the very best you can with what you got. I was dealt kind of a bad hand early on with the moving company, and I was able to kind of, bounce around and survive, and I did, and I was very proud of the game I played. And third is something to be proud of, absolutely, in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think you are the most gracious third placer that I can remember, in a long time. And
okay, thank you.
You got 10,000, and you got your nice, you got your little trip that you're gonna go on. That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be a blast. I cannot wait for that. I'm gonna need it after being in the house for so long. I need a little, little beach action.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
the Bahamas, man. Never been there before. I can't wait.
I'm sure you're gonna have a blast. So, we're getting a lot of questions. I know that you've answered a lot with Jeff in your backyard interviews that we all saw on CBS.com. So, we saw you apologize. We're not really going to get crazy into that at all.
Okay.
But I know a lot of people are wanting to know about Alyssa and a lot of the stuff that was said after her eviction. And if you wanted to speak to that a little at all.
Okay, yeah. I said some things that came across as very misogynistic, and I do apologize for that. I had a brief moment last night to kind of talk to her and just tell her, hey, it was all, a lot of the attacks, some of them were personal, of course, but when you live in a house with somebody that long and you finally get them out, you kind of celebrate, and part of that celebration turned inappropriate with some of the comments that I made, and I think I'm sure she's a fine person outside the house, and I know she loves her family very much, and I do hate that things I said were offensive and negative about her.
Would you have actually taken Andy, or would you have went with Gina Marie instead?
I would have taken Gina Marie the final two, 100%.
Right, because and you would have used the strategy of being, and congratulations, by the way, the most nominated player as your, pitch to the jury?
That would have been part of it, yes. I'd have been like, hey, I've been on the block, 8 times, and you could have gotten rid of me anytime you wanted to, and you didn't. That would have been a huge portion of what I would have pitched to the jury as a means to get their vote for the big money. But it would have only been a small part. I played, in my mind, I played the best game I could, the best social game possible for the position that I was in. And, I was able to regain trust in the house after the moving company fell through in a place where you can't trust anybody. The fact that I was able to play socially well enough to regain trust with people, I think was huge.
Definitely.
Because Amanda knew she couldn't trust me, but I worked her so hard that eventually she did build trust for me, and she never should have trusted me.
Right. Definitely. Do you have any advice for future Big Brother players about being on the block? I know that's very stressful, so I'm sure you have some great tips on it.
Yeah, I've mastered the strategy, and I almost hate to give away my secrets, but this is it, man. This is absolutely point for point what you need to do if you're on the block in Big Brother. Okay, and let me set this up by saying this first. I knew I could stay in the house because I was better at being on the block than my opponent. My opponents would get scared, they'd get freaked out, and they'd make bad decisions. And that's something that I never did. What you've got to do, first and foremost, is not talk any game. Okay? Because if you get on the block and you say, hey, keep me in the house and I'll help you go after Amanda, well, they're going to go to Amanda and tell her that, and Amanda's going to get your butt voted out. So you can't talk any game. You can't have any targets. You just got to... game is not something you can talk about, okay? I mean, limited game, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You've got to stay calm. If you act, erratic, your behavior's weird, you're bouncing around the house, pulling people in the rooms and talking to them, people are going to think you're shady. Even if you're not talking game, they're going to think you're up to something. So you got to stay calm. And the third thing is you got to be likable. If people think that you're calm, you're not coming after them or anybody else, and you maintain a huge likability, you're able to build your social game, and people want to keep you in the house. So what my position I figured out early on was every HOH would put me up as a pawn because I had no allies in the house to be able to come after them once I came off the block. So basically I had to go up to them and say, thank you so much for putting me on the block and keeping me. And, that kept their hands clean for the most part. Their target went home, and the happy pawn was there another week. And, I turned a negative into a positive for me. And it was very difficult to do. I spent more time on the block than anybody in Big Brother history. And that's not really the record I was hoping to break coming into it, but it's the cards I was dealt, and I think I played it to the hilt. I mean, I made the top 3, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, you definitely did. I completely agree that you made strategic moves, and I think it fell short a little bit in people giving you credit for them. So you definitely have fans, and we are noticing them, Adam. Noticing your moves. And
Thank you.
And speaking of your fans, I have a question from one that you might know, one Adam Pock.
Okay, yeah, cool.
And he wants me to ask you. We all watch you guys 24/7 on the feeds, and he would just like to know how long it's going to be until you make a formal apology to one Tori Spelling.
Oh yeah, I did. I was not Tori Spelling. I will make a formal apology to her right now. Tori Spelling, I think you're a phenomenal actress. I apologize for my ugly words about you. I was really just jealous that they wouldn't bring Elizabeth Shue into the house. And, Donna Martin graduates. I mean, good for you, sweetie. I'm so sorry that I made ugly comments. And tell Adam that I'm truly sorry for that. And I just open my mouth and put my foot in it every chance I get, don't I?
No, I'm sure he was just pulling your leg. I mean, we definitely got it. It is hard. I think that a lot of fans don't understand what it's like being recorded 24/7. And, I don't think anything that you or really anybody did was malicious this season.
No,
personally.
It would take you so much. It really wasn't. I hate at this point to use game as an excuse for some of my words and some of my behavior. But at the same time, it is a pressure cooker. And when you're trying to play a social game, and I'm 31 years old, and most of the people in the house were in their mid to early 20s, and you get in there and some of your jokes are lowbrow, and that's. And when sometimes you just open your mouth and the dumbest things come out of it. And, before you know it, you can't pull the words back in your mouth. As soon as you say them, you messed up. And I found myself in that situation quite a bit. But I appreciate your understanding, and I hope the fans out there realize that I'm not a person with hate in their heart for any group of people or anybody. And, I hope that the good that I did on the show far outweighs the bad, and the bad can dissipate, and my gameplay will shine through. Hopefully the fans out there will see that and understand.
Definitely, and I think that I 100% think that they will. So I know that you need to get going soon, so let's wrap it all up on a high note. What was one of your best moments from this season?
one of my best moments from the season, just that I enjoyed in general.
Yeah, just
that 500th episode. I volunteered to go on the block against Amanda, which is crazy for sure. Okay, when Gina Marie broke the tie, told her to get to stepping, we were able to go outside. McCrae won HOH, which could not have been better for the Exterminators, and we were able to convince him to put Alyssa up, the only person he could have aligned with in the house, and we voted her out. And then I won HOH. So I mean, that whole day was just, I mean, talk about being on cloud nine. That was wonderful. The Exterminators was an alliance that I was hoping for a very long time. And as you probably saw, I tried to pull Andy and Judd in earlier in the season. I knew that they were associated in the line with Amanda and McCrae, but I hoped that I could gain their trust and use them as numbers. Basically, my plan was I had to stay around long enough that the large alliances would fracture, and I could kind of scrape up the people that felt like their safety in the house was in jeopardy and get out the bigger targets, and that's exactly what happened. So day 77, the double eviction, 500th episode. Oh man, that absolutely, without a doubt, my greatest moment in the house was that whole day.
Well, I would say, yeah. I mean, I definitely, I agree. I think that was one of the best moves that the Exterminators pulled off. I think you guys had a great alliance, and again, it's sad that it's kind of overshadowed a little bit, but overall, we all love you, Spencer. You do have a ton of fans out there. We hope to see you on Twitter. And is there any, final thoughts that you want to leave your fans with?
I guess if I were to leave them with anything, it's just thank you so much for rooting me on this season and for all the support, all the positive thoughts that you sent my way. I'm just a normal guy. And I love the show. I auditioned for it, and I was fortunate enough to find a spot on this cast. I encourage everybody to kind of chase your dreams. I know that sounds very cliche, but at the same time, it's not. It's a very important thing to know that, like, even a normal dude like me can get on this show and actually get very far in it, against all odds. And I hope that maybe I'm motivated or maybe inspired some people out there. And it's just amazing to me to even think about having fans. So, just anybody that rooted for me, I love you, and I thank you so much for your support.
Well, great. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, Spencer.
Hey, absolutely. I truly loved it and enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Eric, it's Gina Marie. What's going on?
Gina Marie, my fellow New Yorker, how are you doing?
Oh, yeah, Eric, I like the way that sounds. You have my full attention. I love it. What's cooking, baby?
Well, we have so much to talk to, but there's just, there's one thing that I just need to get out of the way right off the bat.
You got it. Let me hear it.
We watch the backyard interviews on CBS.com. We know that you guys apologized and all that, so you don't have to worry about it. We're not going to go there at all. Mm-hmm. But I know a lot of Alyssa fans are just begging me to ask you about the comments made after her, elimination. And, if you want to speak to that at all.
I gotta say, I think Alyssa is actually a really great girl. We had a lot of good talks. She did my hair a couple of times, which came out awesome. And, everyone was kind of, saying things. And I guess, from my mouth, if there's anything that I offended her, I apologized to her. And I saw her husband. He was a gentleman, and I seen him also. And so you're like, listen, anything I said, I'm sorry. I think you guys are great and have a wonderful family. And I heard something, a little bit about, Puerto Rican things that I said. And, it kind of stinks because, my nephew's half Puerto Rican and my sister-in-law's full. So, saying things like that, having my nephew upset, hits, close to home. And I don't want anybody to, feel like that. And as I said, anything I said that, hurt anybody's feelings or any fans or anything like that. I really do think Alyssa, beautiful. She's intelligent. She knows a lot about, working out and, nutrition and stuff like that. And I applaud that because I actually try to take some tips from her.
Yeah, definitely. I think, I think I'm hearing from a lot of fans that they feel that maybe just you weren't really clear about things and stuff. So I'm going to ask you directly, Gina. We're going to get to the bottom of this right now.
Sounds like a plan, Eric. Hit me.
Is there any truth to the fact that you might like Nick?
Oh man, you hit me with a good one, baby. Yes, I like Nick. We had a great connection. He was like my first, like, go-to, tell everything, tell, all my game things too, and someone I can trust. He was like my partner in crime, I guess you could say, even though we didn't do much criming because he kind of left pretty swiftly. So, he's a great guy. When he left, I was really devastated. I felt like I was alone in the game. And, I kept sentimental things that he left behind for me, like his hat. And, that only made me stronger. And, made me so strong. I made it to the final two. So, keeping him around, really gave me strength. And I knew he was watching and rooting me on. So I'm happy that he did. And I'm happy I had his stuff. And we had a good talk last night. We're meeting up later today. So, so hopefully, we evolve into something. If not, we'll be good friends. And I think he's a great guy. I met his mom, so I told him, I was like, oh, you might be looking at your future daughter-in-law. She laughed. So it was all in good fun. It's really cool. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he is. He definitely is a great guy.
Thank you.
Gina Marie, we need to have some, girl time here. We want a little more details. So what else happened last night?
So let me tell you, Eric. Let me tell you real quick, right? So me and Nick had a 90-day rule. So I was like, listen, he's like, I'm not kissing you on camera. Da da da. I'm like, listen, man, I'm an adult. I don't need to kiss on camera. He goes, after 90 days. I'm like, all right. We walked into the party holding hands. We walked out holding hands. What had happened? We actually stayed at 2 separate hotels. So I talked to him on the phone for about 2 hours, and that's the last I talked to him. I didn't get to see him until, the end of the party, and we went our separate ways. But I did talk to him last night, and we are meeting up later today before I fly back to New York, because I think he's staying out here for a couple of days. So hopefully we'll get to talking, and we have a really nice evening. So we'll probably go out to dinner, and just to get to know a little bit more of Nick, because there's probably some lies in the house that I didn't know that he needs to come clean and tell me already, because I'm dying over here. Yeah, I know. See, I know I like this Nick, but hopefully the Nick that's really outside the reality world, hopefully I like him a little better. He already knows the whole Gina Marie, because I laid it right on the table for him. I don't hide nothing. It's right then and there. So if he likes me for me, that's what you get.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of us did, Gina Marie. I know that there's clearly a lot of, slack or, comments out there. Mm-hmm. I thought you were by far one of the people that made the season for me. Oh. I loved you. You were hysterical. You were definitely one of the bright points of the season for me. So you should just know that you have as many fans as I'm sure there are haters out there as well.
You know what? And I thank you very much for saying that, Eric. You know what? It's like, there's so many people in the world, and, you can't please everyone. And, for the people that, root for me, all summer long, and hopefully I make people laugh, I'm just, Gina Marie, this is my accent. This is how I talk. I'm a little bit dopey sometimes, but, I just, shine the real me. So hopefully, any haters that are out there, I did apologize for anything I said, and I truly, honestly mean that from my heart if I defended, or, hurt anybody's feelings. And hopefully, the long run, any of the haters, kind of see the real Gina Marie and learn, she's not that bad. She's pretty much a good woman. And I think hopefully I get a little bit more, likes than hate. So, hopefully that's good. But, there's always going to be haters out there, and I understand that.
You will. I am sure you will get the love. And believe me, Gina Marie, I understand you. I'm right here with you.
Thank you.
I'm right here with you, your fellow Long Islander, New Yorker.
Yay! But love it.
Let's talk a little bit about game and strategy.
Cool.
I know everybody is just dying to know, and I'm sure you got this a million times, but who would you have actually taken to the final two had it been your decision?
You know what's funny? I had a really long discussion with my mom, and I was really planning to take Spencer because I think I can win over votes for him. But when it came to that final 3 part, and me and Andy were going head to head, it was kind of like a win-win situation for us, kind of like, hey, Gina Marie, if you win, take me. If I win, I'll take you. And, it kind of felt like a great deal. Andy's a great guy, and we kind of made a little pact, and we made a pact in the beginning. And to be honest with you, I really don't like to break my word or my bond because that's what made it for me this far in this game. And all kidding aside, it probably would have been a mistake, but I would have took Andy.
Yeah, I mean, my heart broke for you. I'm sure you haven't watched the show from last night, but we all got to see a little bit of your diary room when you were breaking down a little and saying, I want to take Andy. It's the right thing to do, but maybe I won't win if I do. And I know a lot of people's hearts broke for you in that moment. So we were all just dying to know what you would have done.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to know you.
It's, second place is also really great, but, as Spencer said, you don't want to make a $500,000 mistake. And I was like, I know, buddy, but sometimes, money comes and goes, but, your bond and your word and as a person, that's my personality and that's what lasts forever. So, I just had to, go with my heart, go with Gina Marie, and I just wanted to be the better person. Even if it was a big mistake and a big chunk out of my pocket, it's in God's hands after that. And, I guess you could say he's a better game player, had more jury votes, and, as the beginning of the season, my ship kind of sank with all my friends leaving in the very beginning, especially Nick, and, I felt alone. All I really had was Erin. Andy was always cool. I was always cool with Helen, but, I just, after those exterminators, man, we came together and we kind of cleaned house and did some pest control, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm really glad we made that alliance.
Definitely. We know it. We know what you're saying. You like the sexy people and you made the alliance. We're feedsters here at YourRealityRecaps.com. So we are watching you guys all the time, which is why a lot of people want to know, how is your leg and your toe doing?
Oh my goodness. Now I got to tell you something, man. I dance. I do kickboxing. I'm like a big kid. I'll be like Spider-Man. I jump over buildings. I play with all the kids around the neighborhood. So me, I never get hurt. So I came to the house. I did a couple of flips in the backyard thinking like I'm a big kid. I hurt my heel. I was like, oh, it doesn't this thing. I never get hurt when I'm home. Yeah, knock on wood. You don't even realize all the crap I've been through. I must have hurt every part of my body. So, I definitely take that back. But you know what? I got my stitches out on Tuesday right before the finale. So my knee's doing pretty well. My hand's doing okay. Hopefully I don't got to make no fists and punch nobody out. No, I'm only kidding. My fist is doing good. My hand, my toe kind of really stinks right now, and I'm wearing about 5-inch pumps right now. And people like Gina Marie, you're crazy. I'm like, listen, I got to be Gina Marie. I got to wear the pink high heels. You know what I'm saying? So, my toe's not doing too great. But as I said, I'm a trooper. Go hard or go home. And I didn't go home yet. I made it to the end. So I definitely played a hard game.
You did. You made it all the way to Final 2, and that is amazing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that coming from you. Thank you.
You are welcome. And speaking of making it to Final 2, do you have any advice for future Big Brother players on what they should do to help get them all the way to the end of the game?
You know what? As I said, and I said it the past, and I'll say it again, different seasons are always different. And I'll explain MVP, for instance. If there was an MVP, I think Nick, Jeremy, Caitlin, and myself, even Erin, would probably make it all the way to the end because we probably would have cleaned house and they would have probably swept every competition because Jeremy's a beast. And he's awesome. Every season's different, and everybody is unique and have different personalities and are special and unique in their own way. So me as a person, I kept my word. I pretty much kept my mouth shut with, people telling me things and be like, don't go back and tell this person, this one's coming after you. And I didn't say much, about that. I kept my word. I made deals. I shook on them. And because I did that and kept my word and be a good, honor person, that's what made it to the final 2. And I think that's good advice to pretty much keep your word, have each other's back, and stay loyal. And I probably could give that advice in everyday life because that can always make you even a better person in and outside of the house.
It's true. Well, it is definitely true. And now I kind of want like a Life Lessons by Gina Marie book. I would totally buy that, Gina Marie. I'm all about
Thank you. As I said, I get the, I might not be so smart sometimes, but when I make analogies, they kind of stick.
Yeah. Well, we know that you got to get going soon. So just one last question.
Sure.
Like I said, I found you hysterical all season and loved watching you on the live feeds, but I'm curious, what was your, favorite moment from this season? The most fun thing you did or just anything? Oh, and it can't be Nick related.
Okay, no Nick related. You know what's funny? I really have to say, for people to remember me, how I dress, how I look, how I speak, I think it was probably one of the good times I had in the house. Obviously, it was definitely my birthday, but that's a given. I have to say, obviously when an HOH is, but because I love the house gets so much, and I love doing group activities with them to bring us closer together so we all connected, bonding-wise. I think it's when Helen offered me during my HOH week when she won to bring guests to the barbecue. And I was like, you know what? Someone likes barbecue a little bit better. Let's give it to someone else. So we had the Gina Marie impersonation contest.
I was just going to say that one of our favorite moments this season.
Was amazing. But you know what it is? If people can laugh at me, kind of impersonating me, I take it not as criticism. I take it as a compliment that people can just try to wing it and be me, and I laughed so hard, and people really got me to a T, and hopefully, maybe you'll see a Gina Marie Halloween costume in the future. Who knows?
Who knows? Gina Marie indeed.
Well, so that was my one of the happiest moments, definitely me, and I like to make people laugh and smile, and I think that day definitely made people happy and smile and took ourselves away from the game a little bit, and I was happy about that moment.
Definitely. There is no denying you made this season so enjoyable, Gina Marie. And
so much.
I definitely thank you for it. I know there are a lot of fans like me who really don't feel that a lot of the quote-unquote controversy was malicious or anything. You definitely have fans out there is what I want to end this on for you. Hopefully you are out there on Twitter. Hopefully you'll come and visit me. We'll have some chicken parm, Gina Marie.
Oh, listen, I'm going to make you the best chicken parm you ever had. Check on that, baby.
All right, Gina Marie. Well, it was so great talking to you, and we will see you around.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Take care, baby.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. She is funny. Hi, Eric.
Andy, America's favorite first openly gay Big Brother winner. We love you.
Oh, my God.
How are you doing?
I am doing very well. I'm a little sleepy. I did not go to bed last night, but my nerves and my emotions are still running high, and so I'm feeling very good.
Well, I am thrilled, Andy, because you were my pick day one to win. So I am thrilled.
A bunch of people have told me that. Like, what the hell? Did I say all the right things before I went in there or something?
You did. The questionnaire over on CBS.com that was your questionnaire about how you were answering everything, about how you were going to play the season. I thought it was brilliant. And then throwing in public speaking and, I just felt like you were going to go all the way.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
You are very welcome. Now, I know you haven't slept, so clearly I'm sure it's all sinking in that you won. Personally, what I want to know is what is the first thing that you're going to buy with all this money for me?
For you?
Now for you.
I have no idea. I mean, I want to be careful with it, but at the same time, I will probably go back to Chicago and have a couple nights of drinking and be a little frivolous with it. I mean, why the hell not, But I think I'll have a little bit of fun with it while I can, but I really want to because I think it's a really good stepping stone for myself, and I would like to use it wisely,
Right. Well, right off the bat, we just need to get a little bit of business out of the way. We saw your backyard interviews on CBS.com. We know that you guys have apologized, and we're not going to go there. We're keeping it light and funny. That's our thing here.
Thank you.
But I do have to just touch on the one because we have all of our Team Alyssa fans, and here's your one question. Is there anything that you want to speak to or comment on about a lot of the stuff that was said about Alyssa after she was evicted from the game?
Of course.
Go ahead.
Alyssa Alyssa, I mean, as you could see for like 4/5 of the time that we were together in the house, Alyssa was my girl, but she kind of turned on me towards the end, and I didn't really have a lot of trust from her, and I always felt like I was on edge around her, and there was just like so much pent up like aggression and anger inside of me about Alyssa that I just released it once she left, and I do not think that I went about doing that in the best way possible. And so I hope that she knows that nobody knows until you're in that house what the emotions are like in there and how tension is so high. And I hope that Alyssa and the rest of the world knows that I'm not this like hateful douchebag that I bet I sounded like. And I mean, I have nothing but respect for Alyssa now that I'm outside of the house, and I feel terrible for the things that I've said, and I would just like to say that I'm sorry, you know?
Well, I am sure that Alyssa fans very much appreciate that, and you do not at all have to worry about being labeled the D-bag of the season. Jeremy's got that. So
I don't know. I've been like in the brief period of time that I've gone online, I think that people have either really liked me or really hated my guts. So.
Well, I personally, Andy, I loved you. I thought you played the best strategic game. I'm basically just your jury speech has been my mantra to everybody about you all season long. You moved around. You were in every conversation. You flipped things when you needed to. I think it's the hardest game to play, quote unquote, being called a floater. And then you did it successfully, voted the other side out every week, and still managed to have the other side like you.
I know, right? It was exhausting.
It was brilliant. I definitely think it was brilliant. And
Thank you. And I really, really appreciate that, because I have heard lots of people that did not think it was super brilliant. So,
like the Singbot?
Oh my god, don't even get me started on that guy. I hate him so much. But yeah, the stupid idiot Zingbot, I think, put this idea in people's minds and they have not been able to get over it.
Right. Well, you know, is there anybody that you modeled your game after, or did you just go in there and kind of...
You know what? If I'm being real with you, no, there really wasn't. I went in there and just knew that I was going to have to adapt to whatever was thrown my way, and I think I did just that.
Yeah, you did. But I loved it. I think you are going to be kind of like a model of the way people kind of play the game in the future, I think, a little bit. Okay. Or in a game people try and knock down early a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you were everywhere. I never understood why each alliance never forced you, and this is why I was always on your side. Team Amanda and, you know, the other side of the house with the exterminators, they could have forced you to take a side publicly. Every other season we saw that happen. Nobody
did anyone do that.
Nope, it was brilliant. And
in fact, like, I feel like people would come to me to try to like flip the house on Amanda, or you know what I'm saying? And I would just be like, well, Amanda, we have a problem. Like, we got to get Jesse out, and we got to get Howard out, you know?
Right. What ultimately made you go with Amanda instead of Helen when it was time to vote Helen out?
Because I love Helen, but Helen's timing sucked. Amanda was going to be, because we had such a solid group of people in myself, Amanda, McCrae, Alyssa, Helen, Judd, that if we would have all remained solid for a while, we could have gone at least to jury, you know, and that was our deal. And then Helen basically was trying to make these big moves when it wasn't time to make them. When I realized that I could no longer control her, I had to cut the cord.
Right. Well, speaking of Gina Marie, I have to say, Andy, you shocked me. We are feedsters here. We are watching you guys all season long. Yeah. I would have bet money that you were not taking her. And
oh yeah, hell yeah, I was. Duh.
Well, all right, let's talk about it a little. I'm gonna personally hold your feet to the fire for a minute on this one.
Yeah.
Was that just something you were saying in your jury speech that you had that plan day one?
I'm gonna be real with you. It wasn't this brilliant plan that I had the entire season that I was trying to play it off as, but at the same time, I really did want to keep Gina Marie around because I trusted her word more than nearly anyone else, and so why would I want to get rid of a powerhouse cop performer? Because she had like some weird inner strength at times that she could really do well and stuff, who I knew was never going to put me up or vote me out, you know? And so she was an ally that I wasn't really aligned with, if that makes sense, you know?
Oh, it makes perfect sense, yeah.
Yeah, and so when I realized, though, that I had been so loyal to her and that I thought the jury would see that I was lacking in loyalty, I thought it would be brilliant to kind of play that up and be like, I made an alliance with her night one, and I stuck to it, you know?
Definitely. And that I noticed that about your game, Andy, and I know that it speaks to your education and your job, but that for me is why you played this game flawlessly. You knew this is what I'm lacking. I need to insert this into the conversation to steer them that way. Beginning to end, you were steering that game more so, I feel, than Amanda.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and I feel like I'm not getting any damn credit for it, but whatever, I got $500,000, so I can take that. Well, but I definitely agree. I think that Amanda even admitted to me numerous times that if it were not for me, she would not have lasted nearly as long as she did. You know, I feel like I had a huge hand in controlling the entire house, and I went completely undetected while doing it.
You did. It was brilliant. And I know that you, like me, are a fan of the Reagan Fox.
Oh, and yeah.
Okay, I like you a little bit better, but let's not tell him. So that being said, here's like our last kind of serious question. He's kind of said it's really hard for a gay person to play Big Brother, that they have different struggles than the quote unquote straight people. Do you feel like you had any struggles specifically related to being, you know, the quote unquote gay person in the house?
Not really. I almost feel like people thought I was just this wacky gay guy and kind of underestimated me and didn't think I was as smart as I was, you know, and I kind of used that to my advantage. Like, I don't know if you noticed, like, at the beginning of the season, I ran around in, like, teeny shorts all the time, and you know what I'm saying? I almost kind of played it up. Not to say that I was, like, enforcing stereotypes or anything, but I just wanted everyone to think that I was just this, like, because, I mean, if you're a student of the game, like, a lot of times gay guys go out relatively early, and I wanted them to think of me as just this, like, fun, non-threatening gay guy that wasn't as conniving and cunning as I was.
Right. It was brilliant. And I definitely think you were. But Andy, those fashion choices, as a gay man myself, I wasn't feeling a lot of all of them. I'm just saying.
Can I please tell you that they took away half of my clothes? So, like, people loved, like, my cute shirts, like the Oregon t-shirt and the cat t-shirt, and they took away all of that stuff.
Oh, Andy, you need to go look on Twitter a little bit more. People were not loving those so much.
I don't care. Whatever. I'm going to wear what makes me happy, and those shirts made me really happy. And whatever.
Exactly. And you should wear them, Andy.
Thank you.
Speaking of the Twitter and Andy, have you heard of the season-long hashtag Andy holding things yet?
No, well, okay, I saw a little bit of that, like, while I was looking at my phone, but what the hell is that?
What I totally forget what his name is, and now he's going to kill me, but he just kind of started something where he took a picture of you holding something, and then everybody just kind of felt like you were holding things all season long, and then Andy holding things became like this big, you know, pop cultural thing on Twitter around Big Brother.
Okay, good to know.
So you need to go. You need to go look in. You need to look into it.
I will.
What advice do you have for future Big Brother players coming into this game now, being a winner?
Yeah, my advice is there is no good advice going into this game except, I mean, I think I have a couple pointers for the beginning of the game, but after that you're on your own. At the beginning of the game, try to establish as many personal connections you can right away so that whoever gets HOH won't put your ass up. And don't play too hard too fast. You have to just kind of lay low. I mean, even though I don't really feel like I laid that low for a while, I still gave everyone the impression that I was, you know?
Right.
And I feel like after that happens, after the initial meet and greet, you have to just adapt every week to what's thrown your way. And if you're good at doing that, you can stick around.
Yeah, I mean, I think every season is specific to that season, and it's hard to give advice, but I agree. I think those are perfect, you know, ways that anybody can incorporate that into their strategy of future seasons. So what would I want to know? I have a million of your favorite moments for me all season long. I thought you were hysterical, definitely underrated. As I said, I don't understand why people are not giving you enough credit for a lot of the moves you made. But what I want to know is, what was your favorite moment this season? Like, what?
Like the move that I'm the most proud of, essentially, or
just your favorite. Just your favorite moment. Let's not say winning, because obviously that would be your favorite moment. But was there?
I think my favorite moment. It was also the most terrifying moment for me. Was the 45 minutes where I blindsided Amanda and then framed Alyssa for it. I thought that was my most brilliant move that I made in the game, and I thought that I executed it like basically flawlessly.
Yeah, it was genius, and it was genius. It stinks when things like that kind of happen on a live show, so we don't get to see so much of the build-up going into it.
Yeah.
I just wanted more. I wanted every minute of that to see how.
Oh yeah, and I had planned for hours and hours and hours every possible situation. Like if Alyssa had gotten HOH, I was gonna frame McCrae, and like we were all on board to do that, you know.
Oh, definitely. We know. Andy, we were watching you 24/7.
Okay.
Like, we here at Your Reality Recaps, we got it done. Actually, I was a little bit mad at you. There was the whole, I think it was the final 3 of the final 4 when you were alone. It was Big Brother After Dark. You had all of us. The camera was just on you. And I was like, he's an improv. He's comedy. He's going to put on a show for us. Then you didn't. I was like, Andy, come on.
What did I do? Did I just like sit there?
You just sat there and played cards, Andy.
Yeah. Okay, that like my brain. I feel like you did not get an accurate representation of me. I think in that house because my brain was just so exhausted all the time. I feel like in real life, not to toot my own horn, but I'm a pretty funny guy, and I don't think I was nearly as funny in the house as I normally am because I was just so mentally exhausted at all times.
No, I mean, believe me, we totally get it. We have nothing but sympathy. I could not imagine what it is like being filmed 24/7. It is why I totally cut you guys all the slack in the world. I think you are a great cast.
Because not a lot of people have been cutting me a lot of slack, so thank you.
Well,
I mean, apparently I said something about Helen sharpening her knives, and literally what I meant was like she was like cutthroat, you know, or sharpening her sword. And apparently I'm like anti-Asian now. No. So, you know, like things like that are really grating at me because that's so opposite of who I am. And so I appreciate your interview not just like going for my jugular, you know?
No, Andy. We all get it. You have a ton of fans. There's always going to be haters every Big Brother season. I think as time goes on, we've seen it every season. More and more of your fans will come forward and those will fall away. But I just loved you, Andy. You are my pick to win. I am so happy you won. We are all so happy for you here.
Well, thank you. I am very, very appreciative of you saying that.
Well, you are definitely welcome. So with that, is there any final thoughts you do want to leave your fans with?
I just want to, everyone that supported me, I'm so thankful. And if I offended or upset anyone, I just want people to know that that is the last thing I ever intended on doing while I was in the house. And I apologize. And I hope that everyone can understand that what is said in that house, it's such a different environment than what people are used to in real life. And that doesn't excuse anything that I did, but I'm sorry about it. And I just love everyone that had my back throughout the season, you know?
We do know, Andy, and we love you here. So
thank you.
You go. We will see you on Twitter and all around. We can't wait to see what is next for you, Andy, and we will see you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, that about wraps up our show for this week. Now, don't forget to head over to yourrealityrecaps.com to see all of our blogs, contests, and videos about Big Brother, Survivor, The Amazing Race, and even The Real Housewives. Oh yeah, Bravo fans, we cover those shows too, and John even does vlogs about them, kind of like Michelle's vlog. You know what, speaking of, except, well, not really, you can take all of our shows with you to go on your favorite mobile device or tablet. The iTunes and RSS feed links are below this video, and I even separated them between audio and video only feeds. Which, if you watch or listen in iTunes, can you please just take 1 minute and rate us 5 stars? 5 stars are going to kick a baby. Okay, I'm not going to kick a baby, but we would really appreciate it. And if you're watching on, YouTube or in the YouTube player, then give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any shows. And seriously, it really helps support us and it allows us to keep bringing you content like this, our live events, and doing our prize giveaways. But if you guys really want to be a Gold Star supporter, then sign up to the live feeds through yourrealityrecaps.com. Just make sure you clear your cookies first. Or, you know what, you can also make a donation directly to us over there if you want. We can do that too. But look, I get it. Money's tight. You guys should try not having any because you spend all of your time making shows and never working. Well, I'm kidding. I love you. Now, look, the easiest way that you guys can support us is simply just to share these videos on Twitter and Facebook. Actually, any social media website will do. You can find us on any social media website by just going to yourrealityrecaps.com / the name of the site you're looking for. So /Tumblr, /Pinterest, /Aaron in the Face. Don't /Aaron in the Face, people. I am kidding. And look, we're not just asking you guys to do it for our own selfish reasons. Every time you share content, you're entered into our iPad bundle giveaway contest. The details for that are over at the website, or you could just click all around this video. And you know what? The real reason that we guys do these shows is because we love interacting with all of you. So make sure that you leave your questions, comments, and suggestions wherever you're watching this, because you never know what's going to make the show the following week, or even instantly if you guys watch our live shows that we do in our Z-Box room every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. The links to that and everything that I mentioned in this video are below wherever you're watching this video or over at yourrealityrecaps.com. So since I think I covered everything I could possibly cover, I will see you guys all next show. Bye for now.